Dr. Stephen Strange, a brilliant but arrogant neurosurgeon whose life takes a dramatic turn after a devastating accident. In this origin story, we'll follow his transformation into a mystical sorcerer known as Dr. Strange as he delves into the secrets of magic and alternate dimensions. Get ready for a visually stunning journey into the mind-bending world of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A sorcerer, later revealed as Kaecilius, rips pages from a chained book in an ancient and Gothic library. His henchmen immobilize the librarian/guardian using energy restraints. Kaecilius, with 2 large knives, beheads the man and escapes with the help of his followers. The book's owner, the Ancient One, pursues them. While fleeing, the Ancient One twists, distorts, and reconfigures the city's streets and buildings. Despite being a skilled magical combatant, the Ancient One cannot corner Kaecilius, and he manages to get away. In New York City, the renowned surgeon Dr. Stephen Strange showcases his cool and confident demeanor while conducting a delicate brain surgery at Metro General Hospital. As he wraps up the surgery, his ex-girlfriend, Dr. Christine Palmer, rushes in with an X-ray of a patient who has a bullet lodged in his brain. Initially, Strange dismisses the case as beyond hope. However, thanks to Christine's persistence, he realizes that the patient's coma is due to poison from trace elements in the bullet affecting the medulla oblongata. Strange identifies a way to save the man's life and swiftly heads to the ER surgery room. There, he skillfully performs a manual extraction using forceps, demonstrating his remarkable hand control. The doctor who originally misdiagnosed the case, Nicodemus West, is left embarrassed by Strange's immense competence and skill. Later, Strange and Christine playfully discuss their on and off relationship, with Christine declining Strange's invitation for the evening. Preparing for the evening in his luxurious condo, Strange carefully selects a timepiece from his collection of high-end watches. He hurries out of his condo, stepping into his sleek Lamborghini Huracan, and heads north. While en route, he contacts his assistant to discuss potential patients for his next medical cases. Despite being in high demand, he prefers challenging and intellectually stimulating cases. However, his distraction and reckless driving lead to a severe accident, causing his car to plunge into the river. During the crash, his hands forcefully strike the dashboard. Airlifted to his hospital, Strange awakens to find himself badly injured. His hands have undergone extensive reconstruction and are immobilized by a complex framework of pins and wires. Despite a slow and challenging recovery involving additional surgeries, his hands remain unsteady and rigid. It becomes clear that he can no longer pursue his career as a neurosurgeon. Overwhelmed with self-pity, Strange decides to end his relationship with Christine. During this difficult period, Strange learns about Jonathan Pangborn, an individual who miraculously recovered from severe paralysis affecting half of his body. Determined to find answers, Strange tracks down Pangborn and discovers that he achieved this incredible recovery through an unconventional method he learned at Kamar-Taj. In Nepal, Strange embarks on a journey and explores the bustling streets of Kathmandu. During his travels, he attracts attention and finds himself being trailed. Fortunately, a fellow sorcerer named Karl Mordo intervenes, coming to his rescue and protecting him from a group of attackers. Mordo then guides Strange to Kamar-Taj, a mystical place where he has the chance to meet the enigmatic figure known as the Ancient One. The Ancient One possesses profound knowledge about Dr. Strange. Dr. Strange asks how she healed a paralyzed person, and when she explains that she can reorient the spirit to heal the body, he gets skeptical and rejects the idea of chakras, energy, and spirit, and the Ancient One initiates him into an alternate reality where myriad hidden universes and dimensions hold incredible power and mystical wisdom. After experiencing this, he begged the Ancient One to teach him but was kicked out of the building. After 5 hours of knocking, Mordo lets him in after he convinces the Ancient One that they could use someone like Strange. Strange commences his training, gradually mastering the art of opening gates to traverse the world. While undergoing training, Mordo reveals that Kaecilius, a former pupil of the Ancient One, has stolen a spell from an ancient tome and absconded with 3 devoted followers. There is a deep concern that Kaecilius might decode the spell and summon Dormammu from the dark dimension, risking the takeover of the world. Mordo presents Strange with a magical artifact, an ancient relic capable of serving as a formidable weapon, emphasizing that these relics must choose their wielders. Strange frequents the Kamar-Taj library managed by Wong and emerges as an eager learner. He inquires about the stolen book Kaecilius was interested in, and Wong informs him it's reserved for the Sorcerer Supreme. When Strange gains proficiency in creating portals, he takes more books from the library and explores astral projection. During a night when Wong is absent, Strange experiments with a time-shifting pendant called the Eye of Agamotto, which reveals the missing page from the book. Mordo and Wong caution him against using time spells due to the risks of trapping oneself in a time loop and inviting malevolent entities into their universe. Strange comes to understand that the temple is a part of a clandestine organization devoted to safeguarding the world from threats originating in other dimensions and universes. Wong clarifies that there are 3 sanctums, located in London, New York, and Hong Kong, which serve as protective barriers for the world. He delves into Dormammu's history, describing him as a malevolent entity with a relentless desire to conquer all known realms, emphasizing that Earth has been a prime target for Dormammu's schemes. Strange expresses his frustration, clarifying that he hasn't come to join their group, but solely to seek a cure for his injured hands. Kaecilius successfully deciphers the purloined spell, prompting his group to launch an assault on the London Sanctum. During the chaos, Strange is inadvertently hurled through a doorway, emerging in the New York Sanctum. As he explores the building filled with various mystical artifacts, he encounters a peculiar burgundy cloak enclosed within a glass case that exhibits curious movements. At the end of a corridor, he discovers 3 glass doors functioning as gateways to other locations, each door's destination altered by manipulating a nearby dial. Kaecilius and his group proceed to assault the New York Sanctum. In the heat of battle, Strange rapidly hones his combat skills. Using the mystical gateways, Strange manages to vanquish the 2 zealots by throwing them out and turning the dial. The cloak, displaying an uncanny degree of awareness, wraps around Strange, aiding him in subduing the 3rd zealot and restraining Kaecilius in an ancient binding apparatus. Strange engages Kaecilius in a conversation about the Ancient One and immortality, during which Kaecilius alleges that the Ancient One sustains her prolonged life through powers from the dark dimension. Unexpectedly, the 2nd zealot he threw out earlier is back and stabs Strange. Summoning his last reserves, Strange creates a gateway and stumbles into a janitor's closet at Christine's hospital. Christine locates him and, with her medical expertise, connects him to a heart monitor and performs an emergency pericardiocentesis, draining excess blood around his heart. Concurrently, Strange separates his astral form and continues to combat the zealot, ultimately eliminating him with Christine's inadvertent assistance. Using a defibrillator, Christine unknowingly delivers the fatal shock to the zealot, though she cannot see him. Her sense of something inexplicable occurring leaves her deeply unsettled. Stitched up and on the mend, Strange informs Christine of his imperative to return and re-enters the mystical gateway. Having eluded capture, Kaecilius remains at large, while Mordo reunites with Strange in New York. The Ancient One also arrives, proposing that Strange assume control of the New York Sanctum. Their approval is evident as the enchanted cape, the cloak of levitation, has chosen to accompany him. Yet, Strange hesitates to accept the role until they offer further insights into Kaecilius and the Ancient One's utilization of dark magic to extend her lifespan. Kaecilius makes a comeback, accompanied by additional zealots, and Strange responds by conjuring a mirror dimension to contain their confrontation, which spills out onto the streets. Kaecilius employs his abilities to manipulate and distort the city, reminiscent of the opening battle with the Ancient One. Amid the chaos, the Ancient One returns to assist but sustains a grave injury. Strange transports her to Christine's hospital, but her injuries prove fatal. In her final moments, the Ancient One passes away. Following her passing, Strange engages in a spiritual conversation with her, both overlooking New York City. She comes to terms with her fate and suggests that Strange take on her mantle. Returning to the New York Sanctum, Strange and Mordo become aware that Kaecilius has set his sights on Hong Kong next. They use the gateways to reach Hong Kong, but discover that the Sanctum there has been overwhelmed and the destructive energy is consuming the city. Wong, who was guarding the Hong Kong Sanctum, has perished, and Dormammu's dark dimension is expanding from the Sanctum's location. Desperate to halt this process, Strange activates the Eye of Agamotto to initiate a reversal, including reversing Wong's death. However, Kaecilius intervenes, incapacitating Strange and preventing the reversal from completing. In a moment of inspiration, Strange ventures into the heart of Dormammu's dark dimension. There, he faces Dormammu and creates an endless time loop. Dormammu kills Strange repeatedly, but each death results in time resetting to the beginning of the confrontation. Frustrated, Dormammu eventually agrees to spare Earth in exchange for Strange ending the time loop. Back on the streets of Hong Kong, Strange transports Kaecilius and his followers into the dark dimension just before it fades away. Mordo is deeply troubled by Strange's violation of the rules through his use of the time pendant and by the Ancient One's reliance on powers he deems forbidden to extend her life. The Ancient One, prior to her passing, cautioned Strange about Mordo's unwavering adherence to the rules, noting that it was both his weakness and his strength. She also emphasized that Strange's adaptability would play a significant role in their collaboration. However, Mordo insists that there must be a reckoning for these transgressions. Disillusioned, he withdraws from the group and departs. Strange assumes control of the New York Sanctum. He returns the Eye of Agamotto to its secure location at Kamar-Taj, and there, Wong confides a hidden truth about the Eye. It houses one of the 6 Infinity Stones. In a scene midway through the credits, Strange opts to assist Thor in his quest to locate their missing father, Odin, who has been brought to Earth by Thor and his brother Loki. In a post-credits scene, Mordo pays a visit to Pangborn and severs the source of energy that allows him to walk, expressing his determination to prevent further misuse of power by Earth's sorcerers. And the movie ends here. Thank you for watching, and I highly recommend watching the entire movie as it is incredibly enjoyable. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel, so you can stay updated and receive notifications whenever we upload new videos.